Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my fifth degree page. I'm fifth degree, but you could call me fifth, okay. Or to my light work ain't light work page on YouTube, right? Um, same goes, same thing goes. One of the things that's kind of coming to me is, uh, I'm hoping everybody's doing okay. I'm hoping everybody's doing okay. Hoping everybody's having a good day. Thus far, happy Saturday or Friday part two, right? Um, yeah, I just hope everybody's doing all right. Okay, I'm gonna do this reading real quick. I didn't get to hop back on yesterday or anything, so okay. Let me make sure I put this back there and with these. Oh, but yeah. So we gonna kick into this, see exactly what it is we got going on out in the atmosphere, what the planets are bringing in. As far as over the course of these next few days, weeks, so to speak, is kind of what I'm getting from it. One of the last readings it was that I did, it was talking about some activities or whatever that would be going on in accordance with the blood moon. It has a lot of relevance for a few different reasons because it's the quote unquote setup, right? That's gonna be meaning something. And it was 143 when I said that. But the setup for what's to come in the winter time, right? So just be mindful of those things. Be mindful of those things. Pay attention to your environments around you, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things it was that was coming to me, right, was how badly, right, when I was going through my own experiences, right, how crucial it was for me to, or the message is what I'll say, was that it was basically crucial for me to see social media as real life, right? For me at the time, it's coming up and out, so I'll go ahead and get it out. And I don't know how many other people this has been done to or with, but you'll get where I'm coming from as I continue on this story with me talking about this now. It was really crucial for me to see social media as real life. And the problem that comes into place with it is when you see social media as real life, or that is a narrative. Up, and that was 3, 2, 1 when I said that. So there's some descending going on. When you see social media as real life, that's not only a part of the matrix aspect, but it's also a part of like conditioning, brainwashing, all of that. PTSD, all of that has plays its own parts in it. It's also about, the delusions and illusions and confusion that can and will come into place, right? The biggest portion that comes into place with that is when social media is seen as real life. Whatever you do on social media will be what you're actually doing in real life. So that's why I be telling people, social. That's why I tell people, don't let social media get you fucked up, because obviously it's messing up a lot of stuff for uh varying people, right? In regards to the vision and the karmic essence and mind control and mental abuse, right? That'll come into place with a lot of different situations and a lot of different things. The other portion of it is when it comes to the social media aspect, right? It's also that, uh, yeah, because it was like an experiment that I'm fully aware that was going on. I want to say 2019, 2020, definitely in 2019. where it was supposed to be this correlation of information and all this other shit. And if a person is blocked and they can't see what's going on, excuse me, and they can't see what's going on, uh, if they could read the actual person's mind that's right next to them, that's right in front of them, right? Yeah, so that'll be part of some of the other issues that can or will be coming into place with varying people. The whole cobweb of lies. One of the other portions of it is what a tangle web we weave when we plan to deceive, and that's another issue. Yeah, because if everybody's trying to pull, it's one thing to try to pull people into a digital age. It's a whole other thing to try to pull them into a digital system. It's a whole other thing to try to pull them into digital programming. And it's a whole other thing to strip away their humanity and completely push them into the digitalization of things. We always talk about user error, right? User error. Portion that will come into place when you're dealing with machines, right? I'm not talking about, the warning on a computer system. I'm talking about when it's actually the person that's messing it up, right? Like, say, for instance, you wanted to order something online, and you went through all of the steps, and you wondering, oh my goodness, why haven't I gotten my order yet? And then you go back and you review it, and you see that you didn't push send. It's things like that, but in how that transfers over or shifts over to what happens in real life, basically, is what that boils down to. The other thing that I'm kind of getting from this is Leos, y'all felt some type of way because I didn't do a whole bunch of readings during y'all season. They ruined it for y'all with me. I'm just saying, with me being able to do readings and all this other stuff, so don't be feeling no type of way about me. In that regard, they put your girl through a whole bunch of shit. Is what I say to that. So don't be taking that personal. And the reality is, yeah, if you really wanted a reading, I see it, right, as you would have scheduled an appointment. Then schedule an appointment, sending your essence and being all flustered and frustrated. And this goes for any sign. But I'm saying Leo because of where it's hidden, right, so to speak, as an identifier in the solar plexus chakra. In that regard, it's going to be about expectations, unwarranted, unyielding expectations that could come into place with, I'm saying Leo, but it'll be in the recognition aspect of things. So just being mindful of that. The other part, no, because I'm hearing adrenal glands and stuff like that. All I can tell you is do a detox and a flush. If that's something that you all are having issues with. I know I've been doing mine. That's why I could feel what's going on with y'all. Because I've been doing my own. That's typically be the reason why I don't really be having too many issues with my personal temple. So there's that. Alright. So yeah. There's that. Let's see. A lot of this is going to be in regards to some old visions, probably more than likely bringing them up to date. So that's going to be really important for you to pay attention to. Really, really important for you to pay attention to. And making sure you recharge. Understand what it is to recharge yourself. And how you need to be mindful, right? Yeah, you have to be mindful of what it is that goes on to it and for you as an individual. With how you recharge. And you can't let nobody make you stray from how you recharge. Okay? Yeah, no, because one of the things it is that was kind of giving me is it being a lot of things being talked about in regards to forgiveness and all this other stuff, right? How do you show forgiveness to yourself? Because that'll be how you show forgiveness to other people. And if you haven't forgiven yourself for something, yeah, you'll be in a state of apology a lot, and yeah, and that don't work very well. That don't always work that well. I gotta come out. No, because what one of the things I'm noticing is that there would be confusion in the old vision. So some of the old readings I may have done, I know that's part of it. The older readings that I did with the newer readings that I did, and whether or not a person actually had or held those things as a vision, right? And whether you as an individual can tell if that person held those things as a vision. And the other thing I'm getting from it is root work being done, root work being done. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what it is that y'all be having go on. Y'all need to be careful with all of the different everythings. Yeah, because this isn't the first time that this form of information gathering has come into regard. Uh, I'm talking about through root work, through the root work, and how some people, or not some people, well, yeah, some people would prefer for you to be stuck in the past situations, while others would utilize or get an understanding better of what happened in the past, or they use the past to get understanding as to why the future is what it is now. Okay? I say that because when you are in the process of cleaning up your thoughts, right? Cleaning up your thoughts and everything, so that you can put more positive essence out, right? And when I say positive, I mean aligning, okay? And that was something else that I'm going to go ahead and say. Yeah, because a lot of times people fuck up and think that positive means that you're speaking a whole bunch of sweet things, and that doesn't always necessarily mean it's positive. Sometimes that can be a self sabotage, that false positivity, the false happiness, all that other stuff. If you genuinely not feeling that way, then I personally don't encourage a person to, to behave in that manner, right? And a perfect example, what we have going on in politics right now, they are speaking so happily about some really fucked up shit. And the thought process is supposed to be that it's positive. It is not positive. It is not aligning. It is not helpful on a humanitarian scale. So that's what I mean. That's like a perfect example of false positivity and a person being positive, but it's not in alignment. So I hope that helps out too. I really hope that helps out too. One of the other things before I kick into these cards, one of the other things it is that has been coming to me. Yeah, cause right now y'all gotta excuse me. Right now I feel like I'm doing, or not. I feel like I know I'm doing a lot of the readings over that I've already done. Uh, so if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. One of the other things that had come to me a long time ago with the whole gang stalking situation. If you've ever watched a movie, right? If you've ever watched a movie or been to a movie theater, right? It'll be a lot of people who will be watching on one with just one, that was something that was happening a whole lot. I know it happened a lot in my city with like the business owners, and then if they wanted to watch it again, by themselves. Yeah, because it was like a discussion situation that was going on, and all of those varying aspects. But ultimately, it's about systematic control. That's another part that I'm really getting from it. But how a person wouldn't want you to remember, right? In my Mufasa voice. Remember, Simba, who you are, right? Well, in that regard, I get your people is ultimately what now because whenever the lions do a lion comes into place or the lion aspect comes into place, it's one of those. Or it boils down to: are you your brother's keeper? Are you your brother's keeper? And what that means in totality for us as individuals. Because within being your brother's keeper, the brothers keep, how the brothers keep, that's a lot. That's a whole lot that's kind of coming into place with that. Because what is giving it, yeah, like with the lion dudes, Lion, the lion dudes, um, how there would have been notice of varying aspects. Yeah, no, because I said before and I'll say it again, you'll be amazed what can be fixed when you have the proper resource funneled to a person. So it's that part. Um, so there's that. Yeah, especially if you know what the situation is or has been over years, over the course of years, and how you would think it would just be one person, but the whole collaborative efforts and shit it is that comes into place. That was the purpose for the opening with social media being real. I remember I went to a show, right, and the thought process was supposed to be because I had heard it a few different times from varying aspects. One was a Virgo, one was a Taurus, one was a Gemini. And they was like, man, Facebook is real. And I was like, if Facebook is real, then that means that you have to abide by what goes on in the social media aspect in real life. And that also means that the intent would have been set in 5D, which means there would have been an intentional, in some instances, it would have been an intentional miscommunication and misinterpretation put in place in 5D so that it registers through 4D so that when it comes to 3D, in short, it looks a fucking mess. Looks a fucking mess. This ain't only giving chaos magic. This isn't only giving chaos magic or messy magic or gossip. This is giving some other stuff that'll come into place with it though. But yeah, in short, and I said it before and I'll say it again, whatever you put out, you get back by 3 at least. Right? And when it comes to karma, right? That's what I didn't get to go into it in that reading though. It was the day before my birthday, right, y'all? And my uncle, right? My uncle realistically has not ever really liked me. He's always been on some form of what can he get out of a situation with me, and he's a Pisces. He's a Pisces Sun, Taurus Moon, and what he ended up doing, right, was he said to me that because I told him, first and foremost, he got mad at me. Let me set the situation for you because it's obviously is important. Let me set the. I was chilling, right, minding my own business. At the time, I was at my sister's, and he ultimately stated that my niece, right, had taken something from me, right? Well, within him stating that my niece took it from me, that didn't lessen my intuition to be like, no, I know you took it because I saw every time whenever I was in this particular space at the house, he would always look over in that space, right? And when you're intuitive and have a lot of different gifts and things of that nature, you can hear what it is that's being thought. And sometimes some people can think some shit so fucking loud you can't help but hear it. They don't even have to say it. They could just put so much essence into that thought. So what ends up happening is he stole my damn pack of cigarettes, y'all. He did. He stole my pack of cigarettes, y'all. And then tried to blame it on my niece, saying that she had given it to him. Now, I didn't like none of the way that this shit had set up, right? But this is one of the ways that people have a tendency to get into the family. They, ask about kids and all this other shit. And it was a problem. This shit was a really huge problem because when he got back, I told him, look, I don't want this pack of cigarettes that you smoked out of. You smoked this whole fucking pack of cigarettes. I don't want this back. And he had a different woman with him, right, than he usually has with him. So he felt like he can get nuck and buck and all this other shit. And this is the night before my birthday, y'all. This is the night before my birthday. So he wants to throw this bitch fit. And if you go back and you'll see what the manifestation of it is, basically. This is the manifestation of a person who poorly interprets or only feels that you are supposed to give to them and they don't have to replenish you. At the end of the situation, he ended up at the end of the situation, he had already caused so much chaos and turmoil, brought a whole other person to help him bring chaos and turmoil. Then he was trying to play the victim the whole damn time. Now, the problem that came into place with this is my sister. I had already informed my sister, and this definitely happens a lot with earth signs, right? Or when you're in your earth essence. It'll manifest immediately, right? Or it'll manifest in the physical, right? Meaning the actions will come back into place if you're speaking from your fire essence, whatever, what have you. And her question was, or her misunderstanding was, she didn't understand why it was that I had certain issues with people. Now, mind you, I had already told her about this. This is where the codependency portion can come into place, whether it be a person, whether it be a place, whether it be a thing, right? I had already told her what issues it was that I had with certain people. But she kept asking a question of, okay, well, why are they so good to me, but they treat you like ABC or whatever, or what's the problem that you have with this person? Well, first and foremost, me and her are not alike to any capacity. I came along well before she did, so it was a lot of shit that would have happened beforehand. Come to find out, the biggest issue, problem, quarrel that the message was being conveyed in that interaction was, it was a problem that I was even born. It was a problem that I was born, and the grief hadn't processed that my mother was no longer here. But my mother didn't die because I was born. My mother died because she had too many fucking people asking her for shit every 5 damn minutes. And those very same people didn't feel it necessary to replenish her a lot. They waited until the end. When she was asking for help, they weren't giving it to the capacity that it needed to be given, right? Everybody knows where your place in space is, okay? Because I know my family has a tendency to watch and they be feeling some type of way, and I'm not dealing with y'all shit. In any event, though, And there was always this way of doing things with social media. Now, my uncle couldn't find his ass worth a damn to block his ass from my shit. I couldn't. Never really even understood why he would watch. Why he would watch or why he would participate. Right? But there's that whole PTSD and a person just needing to feel special for whatever reason, as if it is what it is. But in short, he ruined my birthday. Right? I ended up having to go and buy me another pack of cigarettes. He got what he wanted. Tried to give me the leftover bullshit, and then I still had to replenish myself because I told him, in order to make this right with me, you have to give me my whole pack of cigarettes back. You stole a whole pack. It was on, well, okay, it wasn't a whole pack. It was 18 cigarettes in there. I had only smoked 2 of them. And when I got it back, it was only, I want to say like 7 or 8 in there that he split between him and his new bitch. Okay? He didn't give it back to me. He's not ever, instead what he did was he went to church. Instead, he went to church and felt like he had got filled up with the word so everything would be okay. Ultimately, what that is giving is just because you going to church, that is not making amends with the people that you would have actually fucked up or fucked over. That's what God be trying to tell y'all. That's why it's important for you to treat your brothers and your sisters, whether they're in Christ or not, is irrelevant because you're on this planet and the humanity aspect. So I guess that means something for somebody, but going to church ain't gonna be what fix it. You have to actually do the physical work. And sure, when you after you apologize to the universe, God, Goddess, the deities, whatever, what have you, that's not the end of it. You have to anchor it. And that's where a lot of people made a lot of different mistakes in things, or are making mistakes in things. Yeah, because they're not anchoring it. And in a lot of instances, if you're not able to anchor it, that means it's not something for you to do. Um, Last but not least, more up to date. Uh, when you send somebody else to handle your bullshit is basically what I'm kind of getting from that. Sending somebody else to handle your bullshit. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here for those people who do watch and do listen. Don't be using. I said it in one of my other ones. Don't be listening to my shit just so you can fuck somebody else over. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cause I know that's one of the reasons why I fucking pop up. In regards to certain shit. And if you're the type of person to know that chaos would bring a particular type of person around, I just heard that's a violation of the spiritual contract. That is a violation of spiritual contracts. That'll be the reason why a lot of shit it's not gonna go. In short, it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. In short, stop plotting and planning. Stop, and the other thing, stop talking so much. Get off your knees and actually do the work to show that you're really avid and true about what it is you say you want done. You can't say that you want to be on any spiritual path and you're not doing the actual physical work that will be associated with it. If, for instance, if you're saying you don't want to, with an addict, right? You say you don't want to smoke no more, and every time you get high, you pray, look, God, I don't want to be addicted no more. And then you get that urge taken away from you, right? But because it's a familiar condition response for you to engage in whatever that activity is, this is that angel, this is from the angels deck, because that's what I'm seeing. Uh, Addictions being a part of the issue. If you ask him for God to take that taste away from you, he takes it away from you. But because you're programmed and you conditioned yourself to behave in that activity, what'll happen is you'll want to go back to it. Okay? So you go back to it, but you going against what it is you asked for, which means you weren't true. Even if you had all this damn emotion, you weren't true to it. I just heard that's why honesty is the best policy. That is why honesty is the best policy. That is why honesty is the best policy. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and honesty is always the best policy. I'm trying to think if it's anything else. Yeah, because had he been honest about it, I would have given a little bit of empathy to the situation. I would have allowed myself to open up a little bit more, but the fact that he lied about it, it's like, okay, so first you steal from me, now you lying. And not only did you steal from me and you lied to me, but you were setting me up for failure, all because you felt like I could get more. Well, you got it. You could get more, and it's one of those you don't know what the fuck it is I have to do in order to make this shit happen. And the funny thing is, all of the onlookers and the people who realistically were asking those particular questions after you've already had the conversation and they need physical evidence and physical proof that that's what happened, and they still don't accept it. In short, naysayers and disbelievers, all of it. You gotta take all of those different things into account because people only like believing. They're gonna believe what they want to, when they want to, how they want to. And when you get help, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and it's also nothing wrong with asking to help those who have helped you. In short, being able to reciprocate. And what does reciprocation mean? Okay? Now, in the thought process of it, the whole situation was supposed to be that it was thought that they were emotionally intelligent. And the other portion, I guess, I'm supposed to go into when you praying. Stop praying for shit if you're not gonna actually live, or you're not gonna live up to it or live by it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop it. If you're not gonna honor and respect it, just stop. Because in that situation, he thought he said something really profound. He did. He told me, and that was 33:22. In short, the master lesson that would have been being taught in regards to the foundation. He stated, that's why all of this stuff is happening to you. And I replied back to him, everything is happening to me is because I said I wanted what I wanted in return to make this right, is what you're telling me. I got you stealing from me. I don't have my own space. I don't have everything it is that I would need as karma because you stole from me. As karma because you put me in a position thinking that it was okay for you to do what you did, opposed to you doing what you were supposed to do and get it for your damn self. And sure, your ego is the reason why I'm in the position I'm in. Your malice is the reason why I'm in the position I'm in. In short, the profoundness, right, doesn't always come into fruition with a person understanding karma. That's probably the reason why a lot of people be feeling the way they do about it. Or not probably, that's what that is. And when you get so many people supporting the fucked up person doing the fucked up fuckery and not being accountable, not holding them accountable for it, not giving them what they need to make it right. So I'm guessing that's what that's about. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this out, and then I'll get into the cards in the next one that I'm going to do. Because Lord knows I did not want them to be that long. And I've stated it before, I'll state it again. When you are in a codependent state of mind, meaning if you're too drunk, and you can't constitute what makes somebody else drunk. In short, you motherfuckers be trying to act like Christian Grey from off of 50 Shades of Grey and shit. And you got a poor tolerance level for alcohol. Don't gauge your tolerance level for alcohol or for whatever based out of what you would do if you would have had that many drinks versus what another person would do if they had that many drinks, or if they smoked that many blunts, or if you smoked it. Everybody ain't you. It's an individual understanding that comes into place within being a part of a collective and what your contribution to it is. So, I hope that helps you guys out. I hope it helps you out a little bit. There's a tad bit of an inclination as a few different things. I haven't watched any readings today or anything. It'll be about when you get a fire in your belly. Ultimately is what that boils down to. I heard something about Lathrop's mathematics. I hadn't done Lathrop's mathematics for a second. I hadn't done Lathrop's mathematics because I noticed when I would make the identifiers during those particular readings, I saw that there was a correlation with some sort of implant that was being put in people's heads. And then my head started hurting and stuff. I was like, nah, we're not doing that. Because I'm not putting this shit out here to hurt you, or to hurt my damn self, or to hurt anybody else. I'm doing it to help. And a lot of people don't like when you a better helper than they are. So this must be about the community service and what community service means in a lot of different situations. Oh, this reading about to get good. All right, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. But hopefully it helps you out a little bit. Gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things that is or could be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to do so at lightworkllc@gmail.com. And also, you could check my pricing. I'm going to update my pricing and stuff too. Alright? And then more than likely it's only going to be for like a month or so, but I'll update my pricing. Alright? Because see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. I just heard somebody say, I'm tired of working for free. Okay, so it's two things that kind of go into place with it. First and foremost, when you just keep pulling from a person and you're not giving them nothing, that's the karma that comes into place with you having to work for free. The other one would be if you know a person that has that name and you would have fucked up with what you were supposed to be doing with them. And if you didn't get your own personal touch of clarity in whatever the situation would have been, if you didn't get your own personal touch of clarity, that's your fault. That ain't got shit to do with nobody else. And since I've been talking about cold case files, it probably has something to do with a cold case file. So there would be a money issue gone wrong. What they say is, when in doubt, follow the money. Follow the money. Money trails. Alright. Light and love to y'all, okay? Because see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. And that's why you have to stay light while you work.